I want to quickly walk you through some of the features and activities in our World Regional Geography book by Hobbs, MindTap. So as you see, once you're in MindTap, the learning path will be on the left-hand side, which has a folder for each chapter and a handful of activities in each one. I'm just going to dig into chapter 6 really quick. Each chapter is going to have the same layout with a knowledge check, which is a nice pre-check for students to do to make sure they have an understanding of what concepts are going to be learned, and they can actually also see what knowledge they already have on the chapter going into lectures, discussions, doing homework, things like that. Then you'll have the reading for the chapter underneath, which is our interactive ebook, and then 3 folders: a learn it, study it, and apply it. Within the Learn It, there is a Check Your Understanding, which students can do before or after, however you would like to assign it if you did assign it, basically to make sure students have understood and comprehended what they've learned within the chapter. The animation quizzes are actually really nice. This specific animation quiz is one that provides animation that explains how terror organizations in Iraq grew and expanded their territories to become very violent and powerful, and previous supporters of the regime then began to look at allies of how to defeat these extremists. Then students answer a few questions. You also have some video quizzes, and the video quizzes, again, are great ways to create real-world connections and create these connections between the course content and the real world. So the animation and the video quizzes, that's a key part, is for basically to engage students using these videos, and then the questions afterwards to bring the chapter concepts to life and provide that real world global context for the course's content. The Study It folder is sort of just that. There's a few activities that students can kind of come in and use to review the chapter, whether it's for homework, exams, midterms, finals, things like that. What I'm going to focus on here is actually the Apply It folder. So in the Apply It folder, you have 2 different activities. The first one is a World Regional Geography and Context. And what this is it basically helps address students' lack of science skills. It allows students to read scientific articles and then think critically to answer questions, and it helps to improve that critical thinking skills using scientific articles. So everything we've seen so far are auto-graded activities, and this is no different. This is going to be a good activity to assign to further engage students within the chapter's concepts to, again, have critical analysis and make sure that they can interpret real-world scientific findings. So I'll open this one quickly to kind of get a look at what it's going to look like. They'll open the activity, and once it loads fully, we will launch it. And they're given a link to an article, and this article is in our Gale Collections. They'll read the article from the scientific journal and then answer 3 questions. But the assignment that I really want to show you are our mapping assignments. And each chapter is going to have a multiple choice mapping analysis assignment and a short answer one. So I'll go ahead and open this multiple choice one here. And these activities help address your need of having students develop critical thinking and spatial awareness while working in ArcGIS. So Cengage has partnered with that industry leader to create these assignments using mapping technology to offer an interactive mapping experience for your students. So these are easy to use and allow students to kind of be exposed to ArcGIS while working through the activities that focus on solidifying the core concepts of the book, of the chapter for your course. So this will help students develop the spatial awareness, critical thinking skills, and have real-world connections, because they're going to be seeing a map. They're going to be putting on these filters and things like that. So when they actually come into the activity, they'll click on the link to take them to ArcGIS. They'll go to the Content tab. They'll come back here to MindTap. They'll begin to read what they're working on. They can sort of start to answer their questions here. It's Grace told provider reserves of oil. It's Iran. And now here we get to where it's actually saying to put on the specific filters here. So it's asking you to put on 6 layers. So if we open this up, we can put on those 6 layers that it's asking for. It also asks to take this off. And students not only after reading it, but can double check to make sure it looks right based off of what they're seeing in the image. So then it's asking them to use the visible layers to answer the questions. So here in question 2, it's asking them which of the following statements is true. So then as they kind of start to read through, they can come back, they can click into specific areas, they can zoom in. If we exit out, we can zoom back. While students are working on this, they can also come in, and if they want to see who or oil imports from this area are, they can do that. And then they'll always just keep coming back to MindTap to actually answer the questions that they're looking for. So these mapping analyses, again, are auto-graded, and a nice benefit for you is it's a way to save time because it is auto-graded and allows students to come in, work through these assignments that are tied to the chapters and the concepts of the book, and then lets you know whether or not your students are having a good understanding because you're getting the feedback from these assignments. So those are some of the activities and features. If you're interested in something a little bit more in-depth, please feel free to reach out to us.